Okay, everybody, welcome to another beautiful evening with us on Live with Lloyd. As you know, I would normally have my theme song on. I do have my special guest, Sasha B, that's coming on. She is a wellness and mindset coach. She is now an author. She's added that to the mix too. Now, for some reason, um, this computer does whatever it wants to do because, well, let me say this. I will do the forecast for today. Here we go. It is Monday. It is the 8th of December. We're getting into the first week already. The moon is in Sagittarius. I should say the sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Leo. It's a 3 universal month, 5 universal week, and 11 universal days. So for those that are a Leo, an Aquarius, or a Cancer, or if you're born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, the 16th, 20th, 25th, 29th of the month, well, this is your time. I do want to let you know that this is brought to you by Nicholas Brooklyn. They're celebrating over 50 years in business this Saturday. They are having Professor James Small, that I've been knowing for decades. I think it's going to be hosted by my good buddy King Simon. Then I have sign up for Recept, excuse me, and you click on the QR code and you get a discount. Now, what's interesting is I'm able to go this far, which is Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimberly's book, The Business of Numerology. For those of you that got it, she's got an ebook available. And then I have Uchenna's book, Soul First. And for some reason, it won't let me scroll down any further. I have no idea what's going on, why this is the way it is. I guess that's how it goes sometimes. But uh, nonetheless, hold on 1 second. Okay. Nonetheless, I do want to bring my guest on, Miss Sasha B. Sasha, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. That's interesting. You had trouble just getting on just before. I think you got on about what 10 seconds before we
Yes.
started. And now I got it, and I can't scroll to tell all the
Yeah, I don't know
sponsors.
what's happening.
It must be something. But let me ask you this: as what people may not know is you've done a lot. When I had you on before last year, we talked about the oils or the candles, incense
Candles.
candles, and whatnot. You had, I have them on display. Of course, they're at the bottom of the screen that I can't, it won't let me scroll to it, but I wanted to show those. So hopefully I'll figure it out while we're doing this. And let me see something. Okay, let's see. No, it still won't let me do it. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. Well, anyway, so you have a book, and this is the book here, and it is called Reignite Your Glow.
Reignite your glow. I have
Yeah,
it here.
and you explaining, you says that there as you said the writing this book was a healing journey born from real moments, real breakdowns, and real breakthroughs. Each chapter is a reflection of my conversations with God, my late night doubts, and my early morning reminder to keep going. And then you are a mom too, so let me ask you this: what inspired this book? Ho 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 ho.
Can you hear me? I don't
Yeah.
know why it keeps doing that. I don't know what's happening with the electronics. It's
Yeah, well, it's doing
wacky.
whatever it wants to, but I got you now. I got you now.
Yeah, so honestly, well, I want to say first and foremost, you inspired me initially because whenever we have our readings, you always tell me I have lots of fives, and fives um kind of signify like a great writer. And I've
Mhm.
always loved to write. I love poetry. I love English. I love words. I love all those things. And so I was just in a space where I just felt lost in a sense, and I didn't know where to turn to kind of find myself again. And that just sparked the idea in my mind that I need to like reignite my glow, like just kind of find my light again. And so I started writing. And as I'm writing, like it starts to feel like healing. It's like I was getting all the feelings that I had inside out on paper. And as I'm writing, I'm like, I can't be the only woman that feels like this. Like I know I can't be. So I just put it all on paper. I would just allow myself to be vulnerable and hoping that other women feel seen, heard, and they can relate and they can connect to, my story.
Well, what's interesting, I am sure there are countless women that are going through what you go through. Just being a woman in and of itself uh, is a lot. As you know, I know from a point of a male perspective, it's a lot from things of having to work and whether you want to work or not and stuff like that. But then when you're a mom and raising children, you got a small one too and stuff like that. That's not that's not easy. And so out of what chapter, for example, what started the chapter? What started this? What was the first chapter you wrote that says, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Um, so it's funny, right? So as I started to write, it started with, I was reflecting back on the person who I used to be. Um, when I was younger, like my high school years, I was full of so much like vigor. Like I wanted to do everything. There's nothing that there's nothing in my mind that I could not do. And I would have friends who were so like rigid in their thinking. They had all these plans, and I'm just like, I could do everything. They just wanted to do one thing. I wanted to do everything.
That's all in fives. Five is multifaceted.
Yeah, like I wanted, like I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to be all these things, and and I thought that they were all attainable. I still, to this day, think that those things are attainable. Anything you in your mind, you put in your mind, you can attain. But as I transitioned from high school into the real world, I started to realize a lot of adults don't think that way. A lot of adults don't think that things are attainable. A lot of adults are very stuck in their ways. They have like a very rigid, narrow path. And I never subscribed to that. And I think that was the start of me kind of like losing myself. And then as I transitioned to motherhood, and it's just like now you have to be responsible. You can't you can't live your dreams. You can't do all these things. You have to be this person. And it just never sat well with me. And I think over time, it just really smothered my flame, trying to fit into this box that it was never for me. So as I'm writing the book, I'm realizing like, yeah, you need to reignite your glow. You need to get back to not even to get back to the young lady I used to be, because now I'm older, wiser, more mature. But now I realize I can do all these things I want to do, right? I just need structure. I just need a roadmap, as opposed to doing everything I want to do whenever, however. I can still do. I just need a little bit of structure and guidance. I can still be myself, but I had to kind of go through all the things I went through, burnout, fair relationships, all the things to kind of realize, to have to find my own way, to find a path, and just, it's honestly just honor myself and just truly be myself.
So when you say burnout, in other words, that means you felt you were overextending yourself or doing too much?
Yes. So burnout really came. So typically when you hear people talk about burnout, it is overextension, right? I think for me, burnout not only was I was overextending, but I just wasn't being myself. I dimmed my light. I just was trying to be who I thought I was supposed to be. And so I wasn't honoring myself. And that burnt me out too. Because it was like a mask of myself. I wasn't happy. 'Cause I'm trying to check all these adult boxes and do all these adult things. And this wasn't who I was.
Well, that must have been something, especially when you felt you're not doing yourself, because when you became a mother, you actually entered another role. And that in and of itself is a full-time job, just raising a child.
It is.
Raising, feeding, clothing, schooling. I mean, it's a myriad of things. And
To be honest, being a mother is actually my favorite role, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite job. It's my favorite thing to do, quite honestly.
Well, that's because you love your kids. You should see your face. There was a glow that went on your
Yeah,
face.
like that's my favorite of all roles is being a mom.
Yeah, yeah. But there are moms though that find it challenging. Do you think it's because of the way things are now and generationally? Because in the days of our grandparents, well, it was raised a certain way. The daughters in the home were raised a certain way. Now, this fast forward 21st century, things are so kind of different. The
It's,
way
yeah.
interactions are and the way children are raised.
It is challenging. There's a lot of things that make it challenging too. I think social media makes it challenging. I think a lot of the it's a gap now, like the grandmothers are not really involved with the mothers and the grandchildren because the grandmothers are young, so the grandmothers are still working, as opposed to like I don't want to say me, so maybe like my mother generation, like her mother wasn't working when she had children, so her mother was able to help. But now
Sure.
my mother is in her late 50s, so she's still young, but
Hmm.
she's still working, so she's not able to help me raise my children because she's still has an adult life. So I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it challenging, the lack of like the support that used to be around. And then also these children are different. These children are faster, smarter. um they're not slicker, but they try to be. So they challenge you, and then in school
Yeah.
they're teaching them how about emotional intelligence and all these things that we didn't necessarily know about as kids. As children, we were kind of taught to be seen and not heard. Now these kids, they think they have like a voice and they want to ask why, and they want all these things. So it makes parenting a little bit more challenging. And then in this economy, you have to work. So it's just like you have to be a full-time mother, a full-time career professional, and you have to manage the household full-time too. So it's different layers, but it does make it very challenging.
Well, I would imagine that would even be so in personal relationships, and we ain't even go there with that.
Listen, I didn't bring that up, but that too, right? Because then you have to kind of like, you have to placate to your partner, or you just have to make sure that they're also seen and heard and all these things. So it's just like all these different things. It definitely does make mothering challenging. And then you have to think about yourself, right? Or if you want to have a social life and hang out with your friends, it's kind of, you have to just find a balance. And to be honest, 4 kids later, there is no balance.
And I
There's
think your youngest is 2 years old.
Yeah, she's 2.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
There's no balance.
You said one thing that was very interesting, and you mentioned social media. Things have changed
A lot.
since I think I forgot what it was, Snapchat or whatever it was, compared to what it is now, like Instagram, Facebook, Meta, and whatnot. What do you mean when you say social media?
So so for me, for example, I am very strict when it comes to my children and social media. They're not allowed to have social media. So my oldest, she's gonna be 14 soon. And she's always asking me, begging me, find different ways, asking me for TikTok, Instagram. I'm just like, no, I don't think Instagram or TikTok, I don't think those platforms are appropriate for children, because as a parent, you can't gauge what they're consuming. They have, yes, they have these parental blocks and things like that, but you still can't control what they're consuming. Because even like my kids, they have kids YouTube, but sometimes I'm catching my kids, I'm like, what are you watching? Because even things on kids YouTube is weird, like kids shouldn't be watching it. And so I think that social media as adults, right, we could consume as adults, and it plays a huge part in our psyche, how we view ourselves. We're already judgmental already, right? So now you have social media and people posting their highlight reels. I call them highlight reels because they're posting like the best parts of their days. And then so you have adults are comparing themselves to other adults, and adults are disconnected from one another. So it's just like now you have this child whose brain isn't completely formed yet. They're very impressionable, and they're on socials. They're growing too fast, And so I just and then social media, and then the thing is like the way I raise my kids is not how you raise your child, right? So your
Mhm.
child might be on social media dancing, shaking their behind, all types of things, wearing fake nails and eyelashes. Now my child was like, well, why can't I do that? She's 14 like me, and she gets to wear long nails. And you have to you have to fight a fight that it wouldn't be a fight if your child was on social media. You know what I'm saying? School already in itself is a thing you have to kind of like combat. But now you have social media when there's a whole bunch of different kids from different regions kind of convening in one app, and it's too much. Like the whole 6-7 phenomenon. Do you know about that? Or are you removed from that? When kids are saying like 6-7, did you
Yeah, no, I heard some kids the other day in the street coming across the street, and just as about to get in the sidewalk, the young brother said 6-7. I heard it.
right?
I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
I think so.
It doesn't mean anything. But my whole point is this: like the kids are so, I think that they're disconnected emotionally, but they're connected through through social media, right?
Hmm.
Um, and so I think when the kids are hyper tuned into social media, they're distracted from the real, from the present. Does that make sense? I
No,
just think
no,
social.
no, no, no. It makes a lot of sense because when my granddaughter would stay with me on some summers, I'd watch everything like a chicken hawk, and it's supposedly supposed to be for children, but some of the things they say, some of the
Yes,
characters did not seem right, and I monitored it too. And it
just
wasn't about
just
what
just
she wanted to see as so much as what I'm going to be responsible for when she goes back home. Okay.
right. Just today before I hopped on with you, my youngest, I allow my kids to watch like YouTube, right? And so, but I like to monitor what they're watching. So, and they also have like a time limit. Now, YouTube isn't the best either. YouTube has some nonsense on there too. So that my baby is watching kids YouTube, and she's watching something on Coco Melon, and it's like with the monster. I'm like, why are you watching the monster? So I blocked that. I blocked that. That that thing, so she couldn't watch it anymore. And as I'm blocking it, I blocked it. She's going crazy trying to find it. Like, she's frantic. I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, so I just don't think social media is good for children, to be honest. It's
Well,
kind of like it's a little inevitable because you don't want to keep your kids out of the loop, right? You don't want them to be like kind of like not know what's going on. But I think you just have to kind of like be present, be mindful, and just don't make sure they don't over consume on socials.
what's interesting, I think last year I was seeing something on Instagram. They had something where they showed how when these social media sites was taken from children,
Hmm.
they went bonkers. One kid tore up the entire kitchen. I mean, he in our days, in our parents' days, we'd have got a whipping. Okay, that wouldn't have never lasted. But the young man just went off. It was just amazing. And so there is something in this social media, and this is probably why we don't interact with each other because now we just on the phone between
Yeah.
that's it. I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to deal with the society. I've got my phone. I mean, even the person that's not working got a phone.
You know, it's crazy, right? Social media is supposed to make us more connected, but I think it's doing the opposite. Because if you go to a restaurant or you go to any social outing, people are not talking to each other. They either have their phone out recording. They're not even enjoying the moment because they're recording the moment. As opposed to like having their phone tucked away and laughing, singing. They're recording everything, right? Or if you go to a restaurant, you have a couple and they're sitting at a table and the husband and the wife are just in their phone. It's supposed to conversing, they're in the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I think social media is actually a detriment. Um, I really do. I
Well,
think
last year there was a Senate hearing where they called in Zuckerberg and all these other people that run this about parents testifying how their children committed suicide or
yeah.
was bullied or did something that was antisocial. In fact, this woman here says my grandchildren started saying 6-7 while they were visiting. They told me it doesn't mean anything, just repeating what their
It
classmates.
doesn't mean anything. And they have this thing too called brain rot. And I'm like, what is that? But it's exactly what it says. Brain rot. It's literally brain rot. And so my kids are not allowed to be on the devices on school nights. Like from Sunday to Friday, they're not on the devices. And then they'll get the devices back Friday evening. And then even then, they have a time limit.
Well, your children will be the better for it too, you know.
Mm.
And I have to agree with my moderator that says I hate seeing couples dining and both looking at their phones.
Yeah, I see it all the time.
I
Mm,
don't. I've
yeah.
seen people walk in the poles, walk down
Yes,
the
and
wall,
walking
walk
with their head down.
into the fountain. You know what I'm saying? It's like, actually, to me, situational awareness means you got to know what's going on around you. It makes a difference, and but I've just seen it walking the holes, the poles, the everything, and it's just interesting. Oh, and by the way, when I was a kid and I would get on the subway, I'd see people on the trains with newspapers. Now when I'm on the subway in New York,
Phone.
90% of the people got a phone.
90, probably 98% of the people,
Yeah.
even people who are homeless, they have little phones that
Yeah,
they
but
can.
this is what I'm saying. Exactly my point.
So it's like you're unhoused, but you have a cellular device. I think it's crazy. And honestly, I know, right? I'm not like a psychologist or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure it leads to like depression because you're comparing yourself to people who are lying on social media. You know, you see all these people posting these trips and this and that, and they're probably lying. And here you are, you know, you work a 9 to 5, you're a model, you live a modest life, and you're comparing yourself to people's highlight reels. And I think it causes depression. It causes disconnection within yourself. Um, and I think people would benefit from taking a break from social media, like honestly.
They should. And in fact, they talked about how there was a recent thing where here that some teenagers went without it for a couple of days. It said what a difference it made.
In their moods, probably. I'm pretty sure. So me, when I sometimes what happens with me is I find myself, if I'm feeling anxious or if I'm in a bad mood, I'll pick up my phone and I call it doom scrolling. I'll just scroll on like TikTok. Oh my God, don't ever get me started on TikTok. I could be on TikTok for an hour and I won't even know an hour passed. I'm just scrolling. But I find that, as I'm scrolling, however I'm feeling, whether it's anxiety or I'm just down, that feeling, it goes away. But once I put the phone down, the feeling comes right back and it's worse. And then now I'm back in the cycle of scrolling again.
No, but
So
it is addictive. It's not just
yes,
your imagination. It's designed to hypnotize. And I understand now these phones, even when you think it's off, it's on. It can hear what you're
they hear
doing.
everything you're saying.
If you
Exactly.
go on your computer and you go to whatever thing it is, they'll send ads. It's almost like I was just talking about that the other
Right.
day.
Because it's
And it's
listening to
right
you.
on your
It's listening.
screen, you know?
Mhm.
So it is. And in fact, I had met a client not too long ago. He says from Friday to Sunday, he leaves his phone at home.
I
He
love
goes
that for
without
him.
his phone, you know?
I love
And
that.
we're so used to be going, and some people will so attach to their phones they won't go somewhere without it.
Of
On
course
those,
not.
now there have been occasions where I have gone and forgot my phone. It was just a moment of panic, and I just set them out. So, and you know what? Everything was exactly the way it was when I got back home.
Yeah. I think people should try to. So what I do is I'm not perfect, but on Sundays I try to have that be my day without my phone. Like I kind of, I'm not really talking to anyone. It's just a day for just me to kind of reset and get my mind together. Um, every Tuesday, I'm like, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" Nothing's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Let
nothing's
me ask you this though. Getting back to your brand new book. How long has it been out?
happening. So it was finished in August. But I'm a perfectionist, so I was kind of like nitpicking, pulling things out, adding things, and so I did a pre-release in October, and then on November 22nd is when we officially start to ship books. So it's out now,
Now,
and
where how can they get it? Can they get it through the typical Amazon or bookstores, or they get it through
so.
you?
Mhm. So it's on Barnes and Noble, and it's on my website, www.energy.co. It's on my website, and it's gonna be on Amazon soon. We're working on the Amazon storefront.
Okay, let me. In fact, this is her site here. Okay, did it take you long to do the book?
Honestly, no, because once I started to write, it just flowed. It just felt so good. It really felt like healing. It's kind of like what I need is I created the space that I was looking for, you know. And so I do group wellness coaching sessions, and I always find that when I'm working with women, um, it feels like healing, you know, because as I'm going through the things I'm experiencing, right, whether it's exhaustion, like fatigue, because I'm burning the candle at both sides. Like I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I go to work, bring the kids to school. I do all these things. I'm constantly going, and I don't have
Yeah,
time.
because you have a professional career too.
Yes. And so my day starts at 4 and it ends at 10 p.m. So, and then
Oh,
my
at
kids,
4 a.m. to 10 p.m.
yes, my kids have activities. My kids are in boxing, flag football, and basketball. So I'm always going. I never have time for myself. And after a while, it comes to a head, right? Because you lose yourself. And so I just wanted a space where I could feel seen, heard, where I can kind of like relax, let my guard down, and just kind of be seen, right? I don't want to be seen as, oh, she's so strong, she's so this, she's this. I just want to be soft and vulnerable. And I could not find that space. And so I found that because I do wellness coaching, and I like, at first I was doing individuals, but when I started doing group sessions, I'm like, I like the group coaching sessions because I get to sit in the room amongst women who are experiencing the same exact things that I'm experiencing, and we can help each other heal. And so writing the book felt the same way. I felt like with the book, I can reach more women, and I've been getting great feedback. I've been getting messages, text messages, DMs, like, oh my God, I felt so seen. How'd you know how I was? I'm like, this is how I felt. So I just knew if I'm feeling like this, women must be feeling the same way too.
It's
And
got to be. It's with all. Listen, just under ordinary circumstances, there's a lot of pressure.
mm-hmm,
You
it
know.
is
So then, when you're working a woman, and then you got children, and then you putting in from 4 in the morning to
4
10
a.m.
midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then to write the book, I would imagine you'd have to write the book when either the city sleep, the kids
Yes,
are
when
asleep.
kids are asleep. Yeah, so at night. But like I said, to me, it didn't feel like work, right? It felt like I was journaling, like I was getting my feelings and my thoughts out. So it felt refreshing. It felt like I just needed to get this off my chest. And honestly, I'm also working right now. I'm tomorrow actually. I'm recording a 4 episode podcast, the Reignite Your Glow podcast, where we're filming it tomorrow, because so I'm gonna actually have two guests on the podcast, and it's just real conversations with other women, you know.
Is it going to be live? And how
No,
can our viewers tune in?
it's not gonna be live. We're gonna pre-record it, and we're gonna edit it, and it should be out maybe like the beginning of January. But
Okay, what is it going to be on Instagram or what platform?
yeah,
Name?
so the aim is to right now, the aim is to just have it on Instagram, but of course I'm gonna aspire for Spotify and Apple. But it's just, to be honest, this I'm just doing all of this because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good because I get to release how I'm feeling, and I get to have these open dialogues with other women, and they feel like they're healing as well. So it feels like I'm aligned in this season, and this is kind of like my purpose right now.
And the flyer it says it's not too late and it's not too broken. What do you mean?
Because sometimes I know I have me not me personally, but I know a lot of women who think because you have children, because you're 40 or 45, it's too late to live your dreams, or to start over, or to start write a book, or to whatever idea you had. You think it's too late, and it's never too late, and you're not broken. Like, no matter what you've gone through, like, breakups, divorce, loss of a job, whatever, like whatever's happening to you, you're not too broken. You're not too late. You can literally live the life you want to live. You just have to just find that spark within you, reignite that glow, and just go for it. Anything you want in life is attainable, as long as you just believe.
Well, with you being overwhelmed and working
Right.
ungodly hours, I'll call it like that, how did you begin to reignite your glow?
Honestly, I started saying no to things that depleted me.
What do you mean?
So I always put everyone before me. I think that's a woman thing. I think naturally women, we're nurturers and we tend to put everyone before us, like before our needs. And so I had to start setting really strict boundaries. Like if I was tired, I slept. My kids are really active and they love going to the park. So they would say, "Can we go to the park?" And I would just be like, "Okay, we'll go," even though I'm tired. But I started saying, no, not today. We'll go tomorrow or we'll go in a couple hours, but I need to take a nap. I never used to take naps. I used to just power through. Now I say no. Or if my mother calls me and needs something and I'm just like, I can't do that today. No, I would never say no. But now I'm like, no, I can't do that. So that's how it started. I had to start setting really strict boundaries and really putting myself first, really making an effort to put myself first. And that's how it started initially. And then from there, I realized, okay, I'm making time for myself. Okay, I can keep doing this. And then from there, it kind of, it grew to different things. Now I have non-negotiables. Now on Sundays, do not, my phone doesn't go off. My phone is down and Sundays is my day, So this little
Hmm.
things like that, being
That's interesting.
intentional.
You know what's interesting? You're number one, and Sunday is your best day.
I love Sundays. I love Sundays.
Yeah, it is your
I
best day
love
for me. And
Sundays.
by the way, my very special guest, Sasha B's birthday was on November 28th. She is a
Yay.
Sagittarius one, and next year is the year of the one. So, I'm wishing you all the best. We all need it. But I think this is good. And, and I like how you says real breakdowns, real breakthroughs, real conversations with God.
Hmm. You got to put God in everything that you do. I find that I had a really tough season last year. 2025, 2024, I should say, was a year. And I found that I had to literally surrender everything to God. And once I did that, it made my life so much easier. I recognized that this battle was bigger than me. It was too heavy. And I'm naturally like a control freak. I want to control everything, all the outcomes, all this, all that. And I just recognized like this is something I can't hold on my own. And the moment I surrendered to God, it was just amazing. I created a, a prayer journal, and I wrote in the journal every single day from, I believe, in February. I wrote in the journal every single day from February all the way through December of 2024. And I look back on it now and I'm just like, wow, what I wrote in the prayer journal, it all came to fruition. It all came true. All my worries, everything I put in that journal, like it was, God took care of it.
Well, the elders used to have this saying that you let go.
And let
Let
God.
go.
It's a real thing. It feels good. It's like when you kind of get to a point, I don't want to say like I don't want to say you hit rock bottom. It's not rock bottom, but you get to a place and you're just so tired of fighting. It's like, you know what? God, just take the whole wheel. Take the wheel, take the car, take everything. I'm done. I'm a head in the back seat. Just go ahead. You
I
have
know
it.
what you mean. Yeah, you got this. You got this.
You
As
know,
if you don't have enough requests pulling at him anyway. But it's nice. And it actually, and this reconnects you with spirit.
yes.
Reconnects, and actually, it was these things that held our families, our mothers and grandmothers, and their parents together through faith and church and all those things. And in fact, during the 60s, a lot of those in the civil rights came directly from the church, including Martin Luther King. Malcolm X came from the mosque. So it was always some point of focus upon something higher than ourselves.
And it
And I
feels good too. It feels good to like when you feel like burdened and you feel like you can't turn to anyone, like no one understands. People are gonna judge you for whatever you might be going through. It just feels good to just know that there is a higher power, this higher power being, whether it be God for you or Allah for you, whomever, just knowing that there is a higher power that you subscribe to, that you can literally go to at any time of the day with your worries, with your wants, with anything, and this entity will not judge you. to me is just like a release. Like, like I said, God, you can have the car, the steering wheel, the brakes, everything. I'm ahead in the back seat because this is beyond me. That's how I felt. I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah, and thus let go and let God, because
Mhm.
you do sometimes, because sometimes we all feel at some point in time, I guess, in our lives, overwhelmed.
Yes.
Who can I turn to? When really we must turn to the most high, so to speak,
Mhm.
you know. And so you don't have to go back to church again. You don't have to open the Bible, but there is always, you know, Reverend Ike at one time says the God is within us,
Yes, I
and all
believe
you got
that.
to do is just turn it and just kind of just let it go. And notice how you said, once you said, listen, you got the wheel, you got the car, got the back seat, everything seemed to open up.
Yeah, you have to just have faith. You just have to have unwavering faith that, what, like, this is working out in my favor. I can't see it now, but I know in the end it's going to work out. Because honestly speaking, like, when you think about anything in your life that seemed hard in the moment, right? Once you overcame it, you're like, you know what? It did work out. It worked out. It just, you just have to have that faith. At least that's my experience. Whenever I'm thinking I'm having a challenging moment, something really bad is happening, when I look back, I'm like, okay, that worked out in my favor. I couldn't see it then when I was in it, but it worked out in my favor. I really
That's
believe
why
that.
we don't have future lens. But then when we go up the road and look back, we see oftentimes it was a blessing in disguise,
Hmm. Hmm.
even in the moment of the crisis.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I try to use that, like when I'm having like a difficult time. I try to say to myself, well, you know what, Sasha, you've been faced with worse and you've overcame it. So this time is no different. Just kind of stand fast and just plant your feet and trust God and trust the process, and things will work out. And they always do.
And there's another thing you said earlier about how you got to set boundaries,
Oh yeah.
because I think a lot of people try to be people pleasers, for lack of a better word, and especially with family members and friends and whatnot. And they'll just pull at
You
you.
have to say no.
Sometimes they'll ask, like, Sasha, what do you want to do, Sasha? Not, well, Sasha, can you do this for me?
You just have to say no. And I learned that people who truly love you, like the people who really value and love you, they won't take offense when you say no. But the people who take offense are the people who benefited from you people pleasing, right? When you're always saying yes, 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 right? They're having a grand time because they're getting their way. But when you say no, if they give you type of like, oh no, you're acting funny. These people are the ones you kind of have to be mindful of because they're not respecting your boundaries. Like I said, no, and you don't have to give explanations. You could just say, oh, thank you guys. um you could just say, no, not right now, or no, not today, and that's it. You don't have to go into, well, no, I can't because I have. No, you don't have to do all of that. You could
Yeah,
just,
explain your thing, much less feel guilty. But it's almost designed as if we're designed to make us feel guilty if you don't
it is to
accommodate
make.
this, and that in and of itself is mental wear and tear.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to be it, you should pause, right? And so when I had an event a couple months ago, and that was I gave the women that homework. I say, this week, challenge yourself to say no at least once a day, right? And just take mental note. When you say no to certain people, look at the response that you get, right? And that's going to tell you, like I said, who could. People tend to manipulate. They want to make you feel bad for saying no, but like, what the hell? I'm
And they're
tired.
very good at it too.
Exactly. So you just have to be mindful. Like I said, the people who love you and value you, if you say no or when you say no, they'll understand, they'll respect it. But the ones who get pushed back, just be a little mindful of them and kind of,
I like how you put it, the pushback. And they will all, because there'll be times somebody asked me for something before I really got the hang of it. And then I would feel guilty for saying no.
and you're gonna feel guilty because if you're not used to saying no, you're gonna feel guilty. But fight that inner voice because you have to put you first. No one's gonna put you first. You have to put yourself first. And also that teaches people how to treat you. Like the way you treat yourself, it shows others how to treat you. So if you are self-respecting, you show up in a certain type of way, people would treat you that way. So if they know, okay, I know that Lloyd, I don't know what I know Lloyd, on Saturdays he goes to guitar class, and he's definitely not gonna, they won't give you pushback. But you people might say, you know what, he goes, but he might say yes. Let's ask him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he's gonna say yes anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to set these strong boundaries, and then when you get that voice in your head after you say no, like that voice over explain, just pause and don't just say,
I've learned how to say no. It took me a while, but I've learned, and without feeling any guilt, any
yeah,
shame, anything. No is no.
no is a
You can't
complete
say
sentence.
yes,
That's how I always say.
because
No
after
is
they wear you out, all they gonna do is jump on the next person wear them out.
exactly. That's it. That's really it. It's just like, okay, you said no, I'm gonna move on to the next. Okay. So you just have to set strong boundaries and kind of fight the urge to over explain why you're saying no. The answer is no, sweetheart. Maybe another time. Sorry, this is not gonna work for me. That's just it.
Yeah, I think some of us are so used to trying to please another person and what they're wondering about, and yet these same people are not going to pay your bills, buy your food,
No.
pay your car note, or anything.
And
You know,
visit you when you in Bellevue because you done went crazy, you burnt out. No, they're not. They're not.
yeah, yeah. So I think this is very good, because from reading this, it was just because you said this isn't just a book, it's a mirror, a reset, and a permission slip for the woman who's been doing her best but still feels it's not enough.
hmm I say this is a safe space to launch again, to kind of like to choose yourself unapologetically, and not feel bad about it. Like I said, it's not too late. If you wanted to, here I am, 37, writing a book. I never would have thought of writing a book, but it's not too late. Why not? Why
I'm
not?
glad you did, though. Yeah, I
Yeah,
proved it right. I said you should write a book, and you did.
you did. Absolutely, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. So here it is, and I think this is good. Let me put up where there you see at the bottom where you can all get in touch with her to order the book. It's at Barnes and Nobles. I think you said it's at
Yeah, so it's Barnes
Amazon
and
too.
Nobles right now. Yeah, it's we're working on Amazon right now, but if you want to get directly, you can just go right to my site, www.inurgy.co. You can get it there too.
It's interesting. One person here, Biggie Astrology, says it does, and health insurance will cover technology addiction. That
Really?
is true.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's new to me too, but I think that's very interesting
The
if that is
phrase
the case.
technology addiction is so mind
Well, then that means
boggling.
everybody's going to be on this health insurance.
Right.
Everybody has a
Oh
phone or
man.
whatever the case is, and that's it too.
You know,
And
in my book, I tell people, when you start to kind of feel yourself spiraling, the best thing to do, and my friends are like, what? I literally go outside and put my bare feet on the grass and I ground myself. Every time I do that, it pulls away the anxiety, whatever I'm feeling, it goes away. So whenever I'm feeling like I'm over consumed in the phone or whatever's happening, I go outside and I touch some grass with my feet, touch some grass, or I touch a tree,
I
or
would have my granddaughter hug a tree.
it really works. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
well, I
it
will
really
lean on a
works.
tree. See, it might look strange me hugging a tree, a grown man, but what I do is I lean on the tree because I'm still picking up the energies from it, and it's being grounded. So
Mhm.
there's many, many things actually, Mother Nature has a lot of things already for us, but we're so busy again in a
In the
phone.
phone, in the phone, in the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Mhm.
that we take away. So it is very addictive. Uh, also, another one says 5G is bad, so please turn it off your phones. I was told, I had a guest that told me you should leave your phone in another room at
Mhm.
night.
Mhm.
Some people have it like literally next to them.
Or under the pillow.
Really? Yeah, yeah, yes.
It's
So
crazy.
it's just interesting. Things have changed.
A
Things have
lot.
really, really changed a lot. And but I think this is very good. Somebody had commented on it. Somebody says, okay. Oh, One person's Numeralytics says someone almost got hit
Yeah,
about to walk in the street on the phone. I've seen
I
that too.
believe that.
And in fact, what they have now is they've passed a law in certain states. I think New York is one of them. If you're in your car and even look like you got your phone in your hand, they'll
Wow.
pull you over and give you a ticket.
Wow. Like, was that this distracted driving?
It distracts more than anything, especially young people, teenagers.
Yeah, man.
You're on the phone and you're talking and you're so busy on it, and you're trying to multitask, and next thing you know, you done rear end somebody. Or
Someone know, yeah, like
so you got to really, really be careful of these things. So now, from your book, what pointers can you give people? And I couldn't read the back of the book per se, but I was able to read many of the things that you had gotten here too. And because you said, for the woman who smiles for others but cries in silence. That's interesting. In other words, there's those that you're saying, like, said you might see a smile on their face, but deep down inside, they be crying, huh?
so. Yes, it's funny because I told my therapist today, I was like, I don't think it's a compliment when someone says to me, "Oh, you're so strong, you're so resilient." Like that to me is not a compliment. I don't want to hear. I want to hear like you're so soft. You're so, that's what I want to hear. And I think a lot of women of color, black women, that's our ministry. We're strong black women, and it's just like we
You
don't
know,
want to have to. We don't want to have to be strong. We want to be soft.
I've posed that to other guests on this show, which I'll pose to you. Why is it when it comes to black women, it's a strong black woman, but I don't hear strong white woman,
Don't get
strong
me started.
Asian woman, strong Hispanic woman, strong Middle Eastern woman? I just always hear strong. What's up with that?
Because we are strong. We have been through a lot. We have to carry a lot. We have to manage a lot. We have to raise the village. A lot is put on our shoulders, and we just carry it. We just carry the load all the time, and it's to the point now where no one looks to us to say, "Are you all right? You need help with something?" We don't get that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, rarely, rarely. That. What
We
do
don't
you
get
want?
that.
Yeah, what do you want?
Exactly. A lot of women of color, black women. I'm saying women of color. I don't want to exclude Hispanics or whomever, but for this discussion, I'm talking about black women because I'm a black woman, right? A lot of us suffer from high functioning depression. Like we have to put on a strong face, we have to smile, we have to get everything done, and no one is asking us, "How do you feel today? You need a hug. Do you need something?" No one ever asks us these questions. We just looked at as strong. Oh, she got it. She takes that with like a smile on her face, or like she just
Yeah, like nothing that bothers you just rolls off your back.
yeah. And if you're having a bad day, God forbid you having a bad day or you're a little snappy. Oh, you're an angry black woman. I have a lot to be angry about. I carry a lot day to day, and I'm expected to just carry it with a smile on my face. So if I'm having a bad moment, God forgive me from having a bad. But no one ever says, sis, are you okay? How you feeling today? How's your mental? No one says that. No one. So, and I think when it comes to other race of women, they're not expected to carry the load. I think it's honestly, it just goes back to um slavery. I read this book called the post-traumatic slave syndrome, and it talks about something similar to that. It's just what we've been I don't want to say bread because that sounds crazy, but it's just what we're known for. It's just carrying this heavy load with a smile on our face because we don't have a choice. Because if like we don't show up, who's gonna show up when the father's not in the home, right? When the fathers just decide to leave and go do whatever, we have the kids. We can't shun our children. We cannot take care of our kids. We have to take care of the kids. We have to raise the kids. We have to feed the kids, shelter the kids, go to work. We have to be all the things when the dads don't necessarily have to. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it. That's my
Well,
little rant, my little TED talk.
Well, I think I'm impressed with your little TED talk. And you know what? It's interesting. I says, well, won't you come on for a half hour? We're working on 50 minutes, so we might as well wrap it up too.
No, no, look, we're flowing. I think this is a real
But that's
I
what I'm
like this.
saying.
It's a real
Yeah.
dialogue. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So I wasn't even worried about the half hour, but I will say this though. Let me see. Now that it's cooperating, I have it here. Do you still have your first of all, this is her website. This is let me take this off a second. Is this the website people still go to?
Yes,
Energy?
yes, absolutely, yes,
Okay. And by the way, it's a play on the word energy,
yes,
ENEGR. You know,
yes.
it's in it because you said something on the last interview we did. You said there's something in you.
Yeah, it starts in you. It's your energy starts in you. So I think that everything starts in you. All healing starts in you. You don't have to look outside yourself for anything at all. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling like, if you start within yourself, you can find all the answers. All the answers are in you.
So
Start
please
there
go
first.
there. And when you do go to the website, uh, there are things because when she was on the show, she was these are some of the wonderful you still provide some of these
Yes, I
candles.
do. Yes,
Yeah,
candles.
I'm glad we talk about it. So can you talk about some of these on here?
Yes. So these are crystal infused candles and they all serve a purpose. They all do something. So my favorite candle at the moment is the money draw. It's infused. It's
That
infused.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes, it attracts money. It attracts the energy in the crystals attract wealth and money. So that's my favorite one. But they're all infused with something special. And so the no bad vibes is infused with onyx. Onyx is known to repel negative energy in your space. So all the candles are infused with crystals. And this is actually like, my passion.
What
I
about the sage?
use sage is yeah, I use sage. So I also have a sage spray, which is not on the site. It's
Really?
yeah, because like where I work in my office, I like to spray the sage spray because I can't burn it inside the office building, but I walk
Sure.
in and I spray it like
Yeah, they will question you definitely. What's the smoke about?
right.
Now, what about these?
Yeah, so those are the other candles. We have the Blue Lotus meditation candle. That one is infused with amethyst. That one is to help you connect to your crown chakra, your third eye. We have the good luck and abundance. That one is to attract good luck and abundance. That one is infused with citrine. And then we have the love and healing, which is infused with rose quartz, which is good for everything related to the heart center. It'll attract new love. This is actually sold out. This sold out really quickly, actually. This was one of our Christmas sets. It was like I called it. We were trying to just kind of see what new scents would work with it, but this sold out really quickly. So we don't have any more of these.
How did you come up with these?
I don't know.
And I mean, you were working full time from 4 to 10. You got
So yeah,
children.
so I'm going. I'm up from 4 to 10. I work from 4 to 2, but then from 2 o'clock is pickup from work to kid pickup, and then we have to go from school to home to do homework, then to activities and home to eat, put them down to sleep. So it's just like a nonstop day. It's a
Um,
nonstop day.
so that tells when you lay down, you kind of pass out, right?
No, I don't. Lloyd, no, I don't. That's funny. When I lay down, my brain is now decompressing the day. So now my brain is kind of like playing back the whole day, and I'm up for at least like so when all the kids are asleep, it takes me about an hour and a half to wind down completely. So I'm not going to bed until like 11:30 because my brain is like kind of downloading all the things that happen throughout the day. And also I have to make a to-do list every single night before I go to bed. I make a to-do list for the next day so I don't miss anything. So I'm on my phone, I'm making a list. Okay, tomorrow I have to take the dog to the vet, or I have to do this. I make a list for the next day so I don't miss a beat the next day.
Hold up. And you have a pet too?
I have a dog, yeah. So I have 5 children. Yes, I
No,
have
as soon
a
as you
dog.
said the dog, I says, because a dog is a lot of work too.
Yes, he wants attention as well.
You're
He's
so
the biggest
popular in your
baby.
household, you know?
Yeah, he's the biggest baby. He's the biggest baby.
Wow, that's amazing. But everybody, please go to Sasha B's website, energy.co. Please go there. Please buy her products. As you see there, these are all amazing. How you have the time to raise a family, do work, walk the dog. I just threw that in there since you mentioned it, and to really support what you're doing. But more than what's even more important too is make sure that if you do nothing else, to go and visit. And also, with her having a growing family, the youngest being 2 years old, bless that little cutie's heart. Um, Please support by going to Cash App, okay? Um, and just donating whatever you can at dollar sign energy, INUGREY, because she doesn't have any parachute, she doesn't have any pensions. She's doing this out of the love. And let me tell you this, I feel very honored, to be very honest with you, that you took the time, because when I read clients, and in fact, that's how you got on once, because you
Oh
called the
yes.
client and told me what you did. And I said, would you like to come on the show? And that's what led. And then when you did other reads, I said, you got all these files up in here. You should be a writer. And number ones are writers. And all right, not
I
bad,
listen, I listen, I listen, I listen, I
not
listen.
bad, not bad. This is good. And it's like a legacy too. It'll make
Yes.
your children proud when they have their children. They say, grandma wrote this book.
Yes.
So it's really, really nice.
I
So I
appreciate
want to thank you very, very much. Hold on, let me I put this on here. Since everything is working now I can pronounce all the sponsors and whatnot. But this is Sasha B. This and happy belated birthday. In fact, some
Thanks.
people also sent you birthday messages for November 28th. And it's going to be a good year since you are a number one, and 2026 is the year of the one.
From your mouth to God's ears.
I say. So we will do that. And please pick up a copy of her book,
Yes.
please. That she
Midnight
this
Train.
and this is a new edition. There it is. There it is. Okay. Makes you feel good, right?
It does. I feel really accomplished. Like, wow, I wrote a book. Like,
Yeah, you can do it. We have so many gifts among ourselves. We just have to believe in ourselves. And we're taught not to encourage each other. We're good at discouraging though.
right.
We can tell you, well, you can't do this and you shouldn't do that. And people don't know what their possibilities are. And you've just proven the point. So you've added another addition to your talent set.
Yes,
You know,
another
as being,
title.
and you know what surprised me?
What
You said
surprise?
you love being a mom.
I do. I absolutely do. They drive me absolutely nuts. They do, but they keep me young. They keep me present. And they just show me that the innocence that's still out there in the world. Like they keep me present. They keep me grounded, and I appreciate them for it.
Well, listen, I think everybody, mothers especially, should take a page of how you let your children monitor these media platforms,
Yeah, it's
because
important.
some of them are not good. There's one I heard about. I can't even, well, whatever it is. All I know is some of these things is really weird. It's really crazy. So it may make all the difference in the world. And the fact that you can take it from a child and they go bonkers should tell you something is very addictive about what we let. And
Yeah.
you know what? And here in New York, I've actually seen women with their babies in the carriage, and the baby's holding the phone in the car, in the
You,
carriage.
you know what happened? I think women or moms sometimes we're tired, and it's easier to just get the baby the iPad. Just listen, just be quiet. Here you go. Just be quiet for a second so I can kind of like, do this and that. But it really is detrimental. So, I am actually blessed that I have four children. So they play with each other. If the tablet is taken away, guess what? Go play. It's for y'all. Go and play, or I put them outside, or that's
Yeah.
what activities. I make sure my kids, even though I'm tired, right? Because I'm doing a lot, but I think it's important for them to have physical connection. So my son doesn't want to play basketball. Guess what? You're going to play basketball. Okay, you're going to play sports. You're going to go outside in the backyard. You're going to pick up the leaves. You're going to do things like that. Go outside. Get off the phone. Even my daughter's like, sometimes my daughter, she's 13, right? So about to be 14. She'll just be on her phone. I'm like, what are you watching? I'm like, get off the phone. Give me the phone. Go outside. Go do something different. I think that's important. They need real life connections, but I do see a lot of moms with smaller children, especially single moms with just like one child. Let me tell you something. It's funny. People will say, you have 4 kids, it's a lot. Honestly, 4 kids is a lot in theory, but it's easier because they play with each other. They don't have to bother me. One child,
Yeah.
you have to play with
Well,
them.
you got to give them all your attention. When
Yes.
you got a couple of children, they can just interact with each other.
Yes. So it's not it's hard. Yes, it's challenging, but I think having one is more of a challenge. So I do see moms who give their children the phone or the device, but I think it's more so to give them mom a break. Like, listen, I'm overwhelmed. Take this iPad and just be quiet for a second. I see it.
Yeah, but you with them, you say y'all go play. Big
Go figure
difference.
it out.
Big difference. Sasha B, thank you so much. God
Yeah.
bless you. Happy holidays.
Same
And
to
I'm glad
you.
this half hour turned out to be a complete
Hour.
compliment. It
Yes.
really fit the
Same
bill.
to you.
And congratulations on your new endeavor, being an
Thank
author
you.
and a publisher. And then don't forget, it's reignite your glow.
Reignite your
And
glow.
yeah, let me put it right here, second, so people can see it on the screen. Please pick up a copy. Um, and that's it. Maybe one day you'll do some consultations, but anyway, everything is rolling. So now I can announce all the sponsors of the show. So this is good. So Sasha, thank you so much. You have a blessed day.
Yes,
Seasons,
you
greetings,
too.
all those other good things. Okay.
Okay, have a good one. Good night.
Okay. Good night. So anyway, that was fun. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that, and I do want to thank her very much. She's got to get back to her family, but this is her book. Please pick up the copy of it. And I do want to thank Nicholas Brooklyn. You know what was interesting? She had a birthday this Saturday, and it was fun. I was there in attendance. This was a birthday cake. In fact, it was a vegetarian cake. Okay. And this was the flowers that Monique received. I mean, she was talking about a woman in the glow. Monique was in her glow, no question. And her birthday is officially tomorrow. She is another Sagittarius. And this is her with her best friend, Bridget. I've had her on the show. She's the one that gave, had a film festival about 2 or 3 months ago there in Brooklyn that was supported very much. This was a photo of she and I, of course. My daughter was with me, King Simon. I mean, if I had to show you all the pictures, it would have taken up much of this. But I do want to acknowledge that we had a great time, and congratulations and happy birthday tomorrow to Monique. So, but on Saturday, King Simon will be introducing at Nicholas Brooklyn at 1396 Fulton Street, Professor James Smalls, a brilliant, like Brother Cobb and all the others that have been blessed to come through the Harlem communities on this history. So also for those of you who wish to start a business and give it that professional polish, just go to Recept, okay? And you do get a discount for Kimberly with Kimberly.com. Just order her book from Amazon. And by the way, her book is also in an ebook form too, and which you can get. And also, Uchenna Hackett, I've got to have him back on because he had got these concepts that's absolutely amazing. He also has a companion journal. So you can get the book on Amazon. You can also get it in an ebook fashion too. All right. And then, come on. Wow, it stopped all of a sudden. Come on. And then it stopped on this one, which is Numeralytics with Melinda Valentine. She is also starting a brand new podcast. She will be on at the end, near the end of this month. And she does have a book. This is so amazing. It was just as nice going all up and down. Now it's just refused to do that. But anyway, I do want to let you know that the December newsletter is now available. It is free. And if you want to see the December podcast, just go to Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com, and you can see it. But you can also read the newsletter. It's absolutely free. I've also done a yearly newsletter too. For some reason, it's not going to show up now. Why? I don't know. But I guess that's how it goes sometimes. But anyway, and by the way, the yearly forecast, I did something that's totally different. I did the year for 2026 from January all the way to December of next year. Um, that is also free. Just go to lloyd-strayhorn.com for consultations. Go to lloyd-strayhorn.com to download the Star 8 app on your phone. As my children says, like having Lloyd, they said daddy in your pocket, but one of them said like having Lloyd in your pocket. So I understand that. Anyway, so that's it. And by the way, there's an audio book that's available by Jazz Aphrodite, knocking from the inside. So just go to jazzaphrodite.com. I believe it is. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And if so, let her put it in the comments section. And I'm almost sure it's jazzaphrodite.com. Okay, I hope I've got it right. So please make sure you get a copy of the audiobook. Actually, if she's got any books left, you should get the book. I'm the kind of person that likes to have a book in my hands. It's great. So I can't reach the theme music. Well, that goes with the territory. And so what I'm going to do is, everybody, I'm going to say good evening. And I'll see you on Wednesday with my guest. We're going to be talking about business and numerology. Take care.